And now, more quick, slow to build up Yuri. Because I know you love it. Morning Sonata, Part 1. Come on, kids, come have some fun. If you don't, just kick my bum. Sunset Simmer covered her mouth to hide her snort of laughter. The rather uncouth rhyme came from a speaker resident in the mouth of a large horse costume, depicting a white stallion with a long blonde mane, wearing a blue bow tie and gently perched crown. The costume bobbed back and forth as the incongruously threaded legs holding it up. Blue legs with bright blue boots danced irritably beneath it. One child going past Prince Blue Hunt's playhouse took the rhyme to heart. Flower spark! The mother chided. I am so sorry. She called to the person in costume. The artist of the costume waved fakely. It's all right, madam, called a muffled voice from within. I wasn't sure what to expect when you said you got a job at the playhouse, Sunset grinned, standing behind the figure. But I can honestly say it wasn't this. The horse pulled its own head off of a grunt, revealing a smaller female head beneath. The head grinned, shaking back its blue ponytail and purple hair. You Sunset, it's great, isn't it? Getting kissed by children all day? No, although that is kind of fun too, she said fakely. They're good kids, really, most of them. Sunset said as she was serving it. Well, it was the best job I could get on such short notice anyway, since the landlord found I was mooching off your couch. I'm pretty sure he can smell it when he's losing money, Sunset nodded. Thanks for letting me. Will you stop thanking me for that, please? You said it 100 times. Sunset gave Sonata a wry look. Sonata blessed. Whoop! Sonata cried out as he tumbled forward. Sunset leapt back, but not fast enough, owing to the breadth of the costume. It knocked her down and pinned her to the floor. Unfortunately, the costume was soft as opposed to solid, and so Sonata's wobbling on top of her like a capsized turtle was relatively painless. Light print, said a furious voice from above, drowning out the hysterical giggling of another child. Say you're sorry right now. I'm sorry about that, the mother said. It's all right. Sonata beamed. It's part of the job. She turned and held out her hand to Sunset Simmer as the parent child laughed. You okay? She asked earnestly. Sunset waved the concern off good-naturedly, although she imagined the fall must have affected her more profoundly than she thought. She had unaccountable warmth in her face as she put down the blood-torch trauma. Sunset had never been to the playhouse before, having been too old when she arrived from Equestria, and so consented to the tour while Sonata was on break. Mercifully taking the suit off for a bit, Sonata brought Sunset a blue raspberry slushie and showed her around. Here's the adult area. It's where the adults go, she added. Yeah, I guess. Here's the food court. We make slushies. I know, Sunset said, trying not to smile. Eat tacos! Sonata said relentlessly. Sunset called to cover her snickering, as Sonata's face seemed to illuminate the thought of tacos. Anyway, she said, going probably back to Earth. And finally, this is the play area. She gestured like a ringmaster, showing their star act to an enormous three-dimensional maze of pipes, cushions, climbing walls, toys, trampolines, ball pits. Even as a fully grown equestrian, Sunset had to be somewhat awed by the complexity and size. As he watched, several kids came whizzing out of a tunnel and landed with shouts of laughter into a ball pit. Everyone out one of these? Sonata asked, leaning onto the cushioned red wall. No, Sunset said with a small smile. Too old when I got here. So was I, Sonata said, struggling. You didn't stop me. It's fun. Did the other two go with you? Sunset asked, trying to imagine the three dazzlings having one of those blindingly colorful fun houses. Sonata's expression darted a little. Yeah, she said in a brave attempt to hide her previous cheerfulness. He thought it was for kids, too. She laughed, but it sounded a little forced to Sunset, who was feeling uncomfortable about her blunder. She knew that Sonata's mood changed whenever she mentioned an Aria or Adagio. It's probably for the best, you know, Sonata went on. Knowing Aria, she probably would have been pushing kids to the pit, or scaring them away from her favorite rides. Luckily for Sunset Simmer, who could find nothing to say in reply to any of this, a distraction appeared in the shape of Pinkie Pie. Both Sunset and Sonata perked up at their ears as they heard the distinctive laughter of Pinkie echoing all around them, before she zoomed suddenly out of a tube and into a ball pit. Pinkie? What are you doing here? You know that ride's only for people this high, right? Sonata pointed out, missing the point as always. Sunset resisted the urge to make a showing about Pinkie being high, but it was a bit overused by now. Pinkie rose eerily from the ball pit as soon as standing on a rising floor with a powerful motor. holding 2 kids in her arms. Duh! I'm watching Pounded Pumpkin, of course! Who? Sunset asked. Pinkie thrust the children at her. Mr. and Mrs. Cake's kidding us, of course! Pinkie screamed. Saying hi, you two! Burbled the first child. Boy with tough brown hair. Squealed the girl. Grabbed a fistful of Sonata's ponytail. Ouch! See how Pumpkin tried to pull. No! Bad Pumpkin! Bad Pumpkin! Pinkie admonished, trying to pull her back. Sonata grabbed the wall to stop herself from toppling over as he hooted and yelled with each fresh yank. Sunset, meanwhile, tried to help, but was effectively sabotaged as Pound let down Pinkie's arms and onto Sunset's back. Hey, what's that? Sunset worried as Pound grabbed onto her head, covering her eyes. Pinkie, get this kid off of me! Sorry! Pinkie yelled. That's kind of why I brought them here, not to get burned out so steam. I don't think... Youch! Kids run on steam today? Sonata asked between gasps of pains. No, I think they run on candy, Pinkie said, thoughtfully, trying to undo Pumpkin's fingers. Before Sunset could articulate another plea for Pinkie to remove Poundcake from her shoulders, she bumped into something solid and unmovable. Bouncing back, Sunset suddenly found her fist to return, as Pound was pulled off her shoulders by Maud. Oh, Sunset said in surprise. Hey, Maud, sorry for bumping into you. No problem. Maud droned monotonously. Come, Pinkie Pie. We need to go. So saying, she pried Pumpkin from Sonata's hair, holding both kids in her arms. Pinkie let down a ball pit and stood at attention. Yes, ma'am! She barked to a crisp salute. Maud paid no response. It was nice bumping into you, she said to Sunset without a hint of humor in her voice. She turned to leave, Pinkie hopping along at her heels. Yeah, nice to see you two again. Sunset called after her, wondering where Maud was joking. Somehow the idea was a little frightening. Who's that? Sonata asked, straightening her ponytail. Pinkie's sister, Maud. Sunset replied, dusting off her jacket. Sonata raised an eyebrow. Wow, she said flatly. Like, for real? For reals. Sunset nodded solemnly. I know, I don't get it either. She's not, like, adopted or something? Sonata asked as Sunset unlocked the door to the apartment. I don't think so, Sunset frowned. Letting Sonata walk ahead of her groceries. Apparently, Applejack told me that Pinkie's family is more like Maud. Well, is Pinkie adopted then? Sunset tried. Can you put on TV, please? Sunset asked as she rolled her sleeves. I'm pretty positive there's a Harry Potter marathon today. Sweet! Sonata squealed, leaning over the back of the sofa and seizing the remote. What's for dinner, by the way? Burritos. Sunset replied, mixing spices into the frying pan. Chicken burritos. Let's get no bear. Sonata sighed, slouching into her seat. Well, I hate to disturb your relaxation, Sunset said fondly. Well, would you mind making the guacamole? Sonata said. Do you think I could be a babysitter? Sunset tried to dodge that particular bullet as effectively as he could. Did you know that Mr. and Mrs. Cake had twins? Had kids? I didn't know. Oh, yeah. Sunset said cheerfully. I saw them at the mall a few times I looked down the streets. Just one time, Pumpkin gave me a cookie. As usual, Sunset felt a pang at the thought of Sonata on the street. Oh, that was nice of her. Yeah, Sonata said, oblivious to Sunset's discomfort as she smashed avocados. Here's a drill on it, but I just gave those bits to the pigeons. She made some cooing sounds like a pigeon, imitating birds picking up crumbs with her hand. Sunset felt fondness leaking through her as someone poured warm water into her blood. You know, Sunset, if you really want to impress your new girlfriend, I suggest you do some cooking while just in an apron. It's a little fun. Trixie Taser! Did you just give an attack? Ouch! Name. You know, Applejack invited us for a band practice tomorrow. Do you think you figured out something you'd like to play? Well, my voice still sucks majorly, Sonata sighed. Let's check this out. She grabbed a pair of spoons from the drawer and began making a complicated series of rhythm taps on her arm that sounded suspiciously like the Power Pony theme song, The Spoons! Sunset thought hard to keep a straight face. I think Fluttershy has percussive bit down, she said kindly. Yeah, you're right. Sonata smiled faintly, returning to mixing the guacamole. You really don't need to be in this band. Alright, 6 of you guys, and I could do something else like, She stared into space for a moment, her finger tracing her lower lip in a thoughtful way. Sonata, Sunset said. That's Paprika. Hi! Yeah, you're in a dream world right now. I'm busy here to help your psychological issues. You see, those of you people who actually watch more anime got that. The rest of you are like, woo! Sonata looked down at the jar she was about to use to sprinkle the mashed avocados with. Oh, my bad. No problem. I'm going to just go over with my mom and dad. Oh, don't you know, my little girl? As they both sat down watching the Order of the Pegasus, Sonata finished the burritos first and picked up a book from a coffee table. Sunset paid no attention at first until she started hearing scribbling noises coming from beside her. Glancing sideways, she found Sonata had her sock-clad feet up on the couch, and scribbling in the book balanced on her knees. What's that? She asked. Sonata looked up. Oh, yes, I do some hair dryer stuff. She leaned the book sideways so Sunset could see. Sunset's eyebrows shot up. Taking the book, she flipped through the pages. Sonata, why didn't you tell me you could draw? Sonata frowned, as though seriously considering the question. These are amazing, Sunset laughed as she found a sketch of Pinkie Pie leaping into what looked like a hilltop man with cream. When did Pinkie do that? She didn't, silly shimmy, Sonata snorted. It's something I could totally see her doing. Somehow, Sunset thought that Sonata didn't know how right she was. So you drew this from your imagination? Yeah! Sonata stared at Sunset. Sunset stared back, lost for what to say. So, can I have it back? Oh, sure, here. Thanks. I still Chef Draco and Herring, she giggled. The following day saw a period of tension when everyone except Pinkie showed up for that morning's band practice. Rainbow Dash was all for starting without her, but Firefly and Applejack were both uneasy about that idea. It was being rude, Firefly said breathlessly, turning Tambourine around and around in her hands. And besides, how does he expect us to play with no other rooms? Rainbow seemed ready to concede this point, until the happy notes occurred to her that Sonata could play them instead. Are you talking to me? Sonata asked, looking around her. Not too many other Sonatas around here, Rainbow huffed impatiently. But you'll play the drums. Well, you give it a try. Give it a try, dear. Nobody would touch you, Firefly said, trying to be reassuringly. But she rather spoiled it by adding, but it'll still be kind of scary. When Sunset encouragement at this, it was no surprise Sonata said that Sonata posted a drum set so she was walking to the gallows. She doesn't have to, she doesn't want to, she said as the non-intense as honestly as she could. Nonetheless, her grip on her guitar tightened tightly. Of course she doesn't, darling, Verity agreed. But she could try if she likes. She looked pleasantly to Sonata, who seated herself at the drums and picked up the sticks, now looked utterly lost. You just hit the drums with them, Rainbow said, definitely trying not to laugh. Ready? Sonata gave Sunset a last fleeting look, just as Rainbow sounded off for them again. They were saved once again by impromptu arrival of Pinkie Pie. Lance Likes! You guys! Pinkie followed from outside. I got something to tell you. The entire band set down their instruments hastily. Sonata, wiping a low perspiration from her forehead, raced outside. Sprinting through the rough winds that sent leaves everywhere. The group looked all around except for Applejack, who was looking up. Did you hear? Verity began to ask, but the gas of Pinkie's distorted voice simmered through the howling wind. Look at below! The yellow glad to recover as Pinkie's blue-fitted feet came to rest where they had all been standing. Like a green beret, she bent at the knees, undid the curl strings around her chest, did a forward wall for the sake of momentum, and stopped with one knee on the ground. Looking around so expecting enemy forces to swoop down at any moment. As she only saw her friends, she straightened up and beamed down. Rainbow said, raising a finger, pointing to the large sea of canvas floating away. Was that important? Yeah, one thing you something, Pinkie assured him. Friends all looked at each other, utterly amused. You're easy to make, but that's not important, she squealed, appearing next to Sonata, picking her up in a caressing hug. I ain't got something to tell you. Does it possibly involve corrective bone surgery? Sunset grimaced as Sonata turned purple. But so that sounds... Nope! Pinkie giggled, putting Sonata down. Sunset and Connor said so doozily. Yes, it is. You're sorry for being late? Don't listen to her, Applejack said, giving Rainbow a warning look. What's up, Pikey? Guess who I met at Whitetail today? Go on, yes. Oh, come on. Pinkie waved excitedly. You went to Lattail? Sure did, Pinky nodded. Mom needed some materials to make Boulder a new coat, and I needed some friendship materials. Covering first and ignoring the very tempting question of why Maud's pet rock needed a coat, Sunset asked who Pinky had met. Yes! What's the apples? Verity put out. I think you told me you have relatives out there, Applejack. Well, sure. Lattail's just a mile away for city limits. Nope! Pinky chirped, bouncing around. Cute for animal? Sang whispered, hopefully. Nope! What are the books? People dad asked. It would have been awesome, but no. Pinky reminded, swinging off Rainbow's shoulders. Well, can you give us a hint? Applejack asked, Reeves' eyebrow. Pinky was offering to oblige. Skipping over to Sonata, she raised her dramatic figure and leveled at her nose. It's someone's nose, she said, a singing voice screaming from ear to ear. What are the other dazzlings? Sunset asked. Bingo! Pinky shouted, showing off on Sunset's mouth. Prize goes to Sunset Shimmer. Second prize goes to the one who guesses with the orange pointy hair. Adagio? Second prize! Pinky cried quickly, picking Sonata back up. Another hug! Oh. Pinky.